Look, Silverstone was an absolute disaster. There's no denying that. Anytime you get beat by Lance Stroll and a Williams, I mean, you've just got to take a long, hard look at yourself, don't you? Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Kicking Haas. Today we have the Austrian Grand Prix and we just need to rebound. It was a terrible British Grand Prix in Silverstone. I got pretty much every strategy decision I could have got wrong. I did. And yeah, we just paid a massive price for it. Sargeant should have, in a worst case scenario, finished 6th in that race. And he finished behind the Lance Stroll Williams. I think it was 12th or something like that. So, yeah, it's not gone well. But the good news is we've got, this is only the halfway point in the championship. So we've got a long, long way to go yet. And we've got a chance to rebound here nice and quickly. Now, it's only been a 4-day gap. So there's nothing new on the car. We did finish a design for side pods, but it didn't necessarily make the car that much better. It was like a minor improvement. So I didn't bother spending the money to actually manufacture it. So we've got suspension, front wing, and rear wing in the works now. And that should be coming in the next few races for us. So that's potentially exciting news. Nothing in terms of driver upgrades, nothing in terms of staff upgrades either. So, didn't mean to click on you. So, yep, we will just move on to this race. And let's have a look here. We are expecting wet Friday, but then dry race, which is good because I can handle the stress of another one. For qualifying, we red sector 1, blue sector 2, yellow sector 3. It looks a simple track, but there is actually quite a bit to it. If you drive the F1 drive game, it's a really fun track to drive, but it's not quite as simple as it looks. We need top speed, high speed, and that's about it. We don't necessarily have either of those things. It is a 25-odd seconds loss for a pit stop, and that is down to 13 with a safety car, and there has been a 100% chance of a safety car in previous seasons. Expected strategy, it's just a one-stop. There's no way around that. And if we look here, there's not a huge difference in lap time, but it's only a short lap between the soft and even the hard. It's about a 0.3 of a second gap between each of them, and the drop off is fairly consistent as well. So yeah, you probably want to do a soft onto a hard overall, but yeah, well, we'll see what we can do and what tyres we have left. Previous season, K-Mag was 7th, Sargeant was 17th, a lap down, so we need to change that. Historically, we've never won here. Leclerc and Max Verstappen have, as has Sergio Perez, so let's hope that neither of them manage to do that because they are the main drivers ahead of us, I should say, in the championship. Alright, qualifying position, someone 8th in the top 8, we'll hope and pray for that. Fastest lap, it happens if it happens. Someone to finish in the top 8 in the race. Finishing streak, 1 car in the tyre case. So now we're talking, that's more realistic. And qualifying streak, 1 car in the top 10. You'd like to think we'll be able to manage both of those things over the next 3 races. So that is that. Let's head off to Austria. So confirmation, moderate rain. I get another chance at that on Friday practice. Then dry the rest of the weekend. So I'll go and see you for qualifying. Alright, we have done free practice. Let's see how we did. FP1 here. Where are we? Now, this was interrupted with rain, so it was a little bit of a mixed up session. We only used the hard tyre. I was wondering if we could maybe give an intermediate back and keep a soft tyre up our sleeves, but we couldn't. So 16th, 20th on a hard tyre. I wouldn't worry too much about that one. FP2 here, Sargeant in 7th, which is good to see. Then if we go down, Jack Crawford down there in 15th. Now his engine, compared to everybody else's, particularly Sargeant anyway, is just not in a good condition. So I'm not too concerned where he is. And then FP3, again, Sargeant there in 9th, and Crawford at the bottom, but doing his best. That's the main thing. All right, let's have a look and see for qualifying here. You'll see setups are pretty good. We'll just go and update the car parts and make sure we have the best ones in that we can, and we'll hopefully have no problems in Q1. So, absolutely fine. Sargeant did 1 run in 8th. Crawford did a 2nd run in 11th. His first run time wouldn't have got him through, but such was the track evolution. I was fairly confident that we didn't need to come back, and so it proved. Although, actually, look at those times. A 1:03.9 and a 1:03.9 got eliminated, so it was certainly much, much closer than I initially had thought. But anyway, he snuck through by a B-stick, it looks like. Alright, we are on board with Jack Crawford. Sargeant is currently 9th. He is 14th. Now, Sargeant, I'm fairly sure, got held up a little bit by Ocon on his first run. Both cars did their first run on used tyres. This is the fresh set. Only a yellow first sector, though, for Sargeant. Crawford, last car on track, has done a green first sector. Second sector time will be in momentarily for Sargeant. And he's done a green middle sector. And, of course, he is now on the bubble. In fact, he is now out. So he needs to go faster. Crawford's gone green and green. Can Sargeant pop himself back inside? He can. He goes 7th. Can Crawford pop himself in as well? He goes 13th. So Crawford eliminated. Just saw here Guan Yu Zhou got himself through. So the Aston Martins have brought an update. Sonoda's in there as well. So yeah, some of the sort of lower teams look like they've upgraded their car for this one. Let's go to Q3, see where Sargeant will start. Alright, here we go. First run on used tyres saw Sargeant in 6th. Now Guan Yu Zhou has not done a representative time, so he will be quicker. We don't really know outside of that. Let's have a look at some of these sector times though. Sargeant has not gone faster in the first sector. He is last car on track, so we've got that bit right at least. Let's see what we can do. Second sector time should be up here after this corner, I think, just here somewhere. And he is going slower this lap, which is not part of the plan, I've got to say. But no one is really going quicker. Somebody has, because we're down to 7. Can Sargeant pop himself a little bit higher up that grid? No, he's done a slower lap. Well, what a waste of a new set of tyres that was. Unbelievable. Alright, so that is that done. We will start 7th and 13th. Let's see what we can do for strategy. Alright, let's have a look at this. If we were to do hard onto a soft, I mean, that works relatively well. Can you do... You can't do medium onto a soft, can you? That's probably a little ambitious, even for me. Can you? I mean, Sargeant can't. I wonder if Crawford could do that, though. It's very racy for him. So we'll do the hard onto the soft with Sargeant. Yeah, we'll go on the soft tyre as hard as we can. I think I quite like that strategy, actually. But then I wonder if Crawford, because he doesn't really have the pace, if we're honest, if he was to do a medium, he is a little bit better on his tyres. And if especially if we get a safety car, that's going to work an absolute treat for him. So let's try that as well. And it's particularly racy, but we've just got to hope, don't we? If something goes right for Crawford, that's his best chance of scoring points realistically, whereas Sargeant is perhaps a little bit more this season, someone that we can rely to race. So that's what we're going to do. Let's see if it works. Okay, welcome back. Now I'm tempted to break my own rule and maybe to even tell Sargeant to push a little bit here. Push the tyres, that is. We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. In terms of what everybody else is on for tyres, so there's quite a few hard tyre runners there. Now, they'll probably go hard medium, because that was the main strategy, wasn't it? So, yeah, well, we'll find out sooner rather than later as we look to put a move on Perez. On the medium tyre, it'd be good if we could get ahead of him. It looks like we can. And that is a very nice thing indeed. Crawford in 12th has made up a position because he started 13th, didn't he?
Is that a new race
so we'll see what he can do. He is, of course, on a medium, though, going to soft, so he's going to have a tyre advantage, but we do need to try and make those tyres last a little bit better than maybe the people that are on the medium going onto a hard, because they'll be able to push a lot more. They'll be able to push a lot more, actually, won't they? Because we can push doing a hard to a soft, but we've got a good run out of there. We can't quite get a move done, though. Crawford finds himself up into 11th though now, as he gets a move done, and maybe some Urs assistance, but down the back straight he's going to be slipstreaming the Aston Martin in front to get past the Aston Martin that's now behind. Very nicely done. So DRS will come online at the end of this lap. We might try and just save a little bit of Urs if we can. Do we tell Crawford
DRS is enabled
to try and conserve the tyres for a little bit? I don't think we need to do it yet. I think we'll wait for a safety car and see if that's gonna help him out or not. But yeah, Sargeant might be in a bit of the DRS train here, but if he can be in the DRS train with the lead group, then that's absolutely fine, isn't it? Jack Crawford, crazy man, look at this, 2 positions in 1. Unbelievable stuff from Jack Crawford. Excellent work, mate, excellent work. Alright, so we have Sargeant at the back of the lead group, just about hanging on. He's just done a fastest lap there. There's some good timing to come back for. Yeah, he's just about hanging on. We've been telling him, oh, and he's gone wide just as he's done the fastest lap of the race. You muppet. So never mind that. Crawford has lost the back of the lead group. He will now be in the battle for 5th. And he didn't do that while I was telling him to push on either, which is extra frustrating. Crawford, though, if we go back to our external view, is front of the next group, I suppose, the third group. It's not quite the peloton. I think the peloton is technically probably back here somewhere. Anyway, Tour de France season, you got to get into the lingo. Yeah, so it's not quite as good as it was when I came back. But anyway, we'll go on. Alright, so we are starting to get some pit stops by the guys that started on the medium tyre. Now they are going on to, we've had Sainz stop, so yeah, they're going on to a hard to go to the end now. So, yeah, I mean, that's all fine. We've got Crawford here. I just need to be a little bit careful of what we're doing with him. He can go back. I'm just trying to save a little bit of tyre life for him. But he's done a decent job there and is still more or less in that battle that he was in. Sargeant up there in 4th, though. He did lose the back of Gasly. We need to back him off the petrol. We've been pushing his tyres maybe a little bit too far now. So, again, we'll back him off. And, yeah, we're just trying to set ourselves up for the final sector. If we final stint is what I'm trying to say there. So if we can get a safety car when it suits us, it's a little bit early for that now. Although Sargeant could go onto a medium tyre maybe from here. It's probably a little soon. Although we're halfway through and Crawford's got it this far. So, yeah, it's a little bit too soon for us ideally. But a safety car, here we go. Is this our safety car? Multiple cars have crashed. It's a safety car. Alright, well, let me pause and think about this. It's not the worst thing that's happened to us. We probably do want to pit, don't we? We want to pit with Sargeant onto a medium, and that'll get him to the end. So that's fine. And what we probably want to do with Crawford is pit him.
No DRS.
And go onto a hard, don't we? He's one lap away. Hang on. He's one lap away with a safety car. All right, so we'll keep going with the plan of putting him onto soft. No, he's one lap away from his window. He's not one lap away from his actual lap. So yeah, no, because it was too marginal anyway. So we'll stick him on a hard, which is unfortunate. But everybody else is on a hard tyre for the most part anyway, so it should work out okay. Alright, so in comes Sargeant, Magnussen and Ricciardo. So I think there was 2 separate crashes there perhaps. Let's see where this brings us out. We are going to save a lot of time stopping under the safety car. Is it going to be 7th? Have we done enough to get out ahead of Perez? We have. And Crawford, is he going to come out still in the points? He's going to come out in 10th. So we're 7th and 10th. And everybody's going to be backed up. Sargeant's going to have a medium tyre. Everybody else is on a hard. So Sargeant is in a decent place here, I'd say. 62% tyres. So they're not going to the end. Are they? Surely not. They're not going to get to the end on that. So 4 guys in front of us are stopping. Sargeant could be on for a podium here. Okay, so safety car is about to come in. We're on board with Crawford here. We'll go and jump up here with Sargeant. We're deploying with both. You can see Sargeant is going to get to the end. Crawford actually has quite a bit of hard tyre. Now, the fact he's in the points right now means I don't want to push him, but there is obviously a bit of an incentive perhaps to maybe do that down the line. But given that I don't think they have the guys, their tyres, and they haven't stopped yet. So why you wouldn't have taken advantage of that? I mean, maybe they're going to go onto a soft tyre and it'll come back to them, but I don't know. It's going to be difficult to make up that much time, I would have thought. But we've got Sargeant here right behind Verstappen. And this is potentially 1st, 2nd and 3rd right here. Because the guys that are in front are obviously going to drop quite a ways back. So, yeah, and we've got Crawford in 9th. And again, there's guys in front of him that are stopping. That, yeah, well, we'll see what happens, won't we? But we've got a tyre advantage here as well. Sargeant just needs to be a little bit sensible here. And this is going to be a good race for his championship. He's certainly not going to drop too many points to Verstappen, but I dare say, if he drives well, he could even go ahead of him. And here we go down the outside of Verstappen. Can we get the move done? Not quite there. What about down the back straight? We're in that DRS train again, aren't we? But yeah, if we sit here, Crawford's gained another 2 positions. Jack Crawford, crazy man, has done it again, up into the hairpin, has he? Past a Ferrari, past a Mercedes, and there we are in front of us. So we're running line astern now in 6th and 7th. Jack Crawford on fire today. Alright, so the other cars have come into the pit, so we are now 4th and 5th. Ocon, I think, still owes us a stop, doesn't he? Where are we here? Yeah, Ocon still owes us a stop. So, yeah, I mean, it's looking okay here, isn't it? Ocon's doing a decent job holding these guys up in front of us. I was trying to recharge the battery a little bit. Didn't quite work out how I would have hoped. But 4th and 5th, this is potentially, in terms of points anyway, the best that we've had this season. Or maybe average result, I suppose, because Crawford's win, that'd be nice. Sargeant's win in Baku is going to be the biggest point total, I suppose. But yeah, here we go. We are right up the back of the front two with a tyre advantage. And there's a yellow flag in Sector 1. It is not Crawford. So that doesn't really affect us then, does it? Come on, boys, come on. And Sargeant moves up to 2nd as he gets a move done down the, it's not really the back straight, but the side straight. Past we go Carlos Sainz, and almost a 2 for 1. But that is 2nd place now. Oh, and Crawford is locked up out of 4th. Jack Crawford, is he going to get a penalty? He's damaged the car. Oh, Jack. You were going to have such a good result there. The front wing is minor damage. Alright, well, he's in 7th now. He's got a 5-second penalty to serve. You know what? Let's pit him. Let's put him on soft tyres. And let's just see if we get a safety car or something. It might help him at the end of the race. But he's not going to... 5 seconds right now puts him down the back anyway. Oh, Jack Crawford. You guys kill me. Alright, so we are coming towards the business end of this race, and it is very much a front three. We've seen Sargeant, he's in 3rd now, he was in 1st half a lap ago. Now, we're just in danger of Verstappen getting away there, but DRS should pin us back in. What I don't want to do is panic and go too early here. Yeah, we're just trying to save up, so we've got some ERS save up so we don't have to do lift and coast. We can sort of dive into the corners, and we do still have a tyre advantage. If we look at their tyre life, it's better than ours, so... You know, the drop-off is going to maybe hamper us a little bit. But, well, we're where we want to be with 10 laps to go. That is for sure here. So let's keep our fingers crossed. Alright, we will be going to the end here. We have, well, we're trying to charge the battery. We're using up a little bit of extra petrol we have right now to make sure that we stay on the back of them while we're doing this. And then we're going to have to try and strategically figure out the best way for us to win this race. We are, as long as he stays on the road, guaranteed a podium here because Leclerc is 16 seconds back. So he's not going to make that up in 7 or so laps that remain. We've almost got a fully charged battery. And then I'm tempted to just maybe even go like the full hog. Just deploy and see if we can break free, but yeah, I'm conscious we may not be able to do that, but what we probably do want to do is try and get into 2nd place, don't we? So that we're in the, I think they call it the catbird seat in IndyCar, which I don't really understand what that means, but anyway. We'll give it one more lap before we try and use up some ERS to get past somebody here. Verstappen seems to be the faster car. He is the one that's sort of more regularly in 1st or 2nd. And he doesn't seem to spend too long in 2nd. You're fine, Crawford, mate. You're just fine. I don't particularly care about you now either. He was definitely going to score points today, wasn't he? Whether he would have been able to hang on to 4th and 4th or 5th is, I guess, debatable. But he was definitely scoring points. Alright, I think I'm starting to get a little bit uncomfortable with how close we are to the end of the race and not being in 2nd. So we'll try and use up some overtake. We'll get that done. We'll go back to neutral. And we will try now and wait for the final lap, I think, is the plan. And we'll do just a full deploy lap and try and get past the Red Bull. Now, of course, we had a similar situation in Baku, didn't we? Where it almost didn't work. We waited for the last lap and Leclerc was waiting for us. Let's see if we can be a little bit more intelligent with how we go about things on Max Verstappen. Go back to neutral. It's fully charged. Yes, thank you, Mr. Engineer. I know that. There's going to be 3 laps to go at the end of this one. We could do 2 full deploy laps. So the question then, I guess, becomes, once we know we can deploy to the end, we probably just go for it, don't we? So next time around, I think we just go. We put on deploy, just send it and go. Send it and go. If this is the lap we need to do it, then no, didn't quite manage to get the move done there. Max is moving in the brake zone again, I see. Never change, Max, never change. And this is going to be it. This is going to be it. We will go deploy once we get out of this corner here. And we are going deploy to the end. Come on, Logan. Let's go and win a race, mate. Let's go and win a race. Can we get it done up the inside there? Not quite. We're going to be a little bit careful of Carlos Sainz behind us. But we have enough to deploy to the end. Verstappen is very definitely going defensive. With no DRS for him, he's surely a sitting duck eventually. And there it is it not quite? We've got deploy, though. We've got that extra power. And we go to the lead of the race. Now, Logan, just go like the rat up a drain pipe, mate. The proverbial rat up a drain pipe. You're in the lead. You're about to take the last lap board. And here we go.
Last lap.
Can he see this through?
Okay.
Oh, the tension's killing me. The tension is absolutely killing me. Let's go off board so we can try and see the perhaps inevitable coming. He's not going to get us there, is he? He's not. Oh, is he going to get us? He's going to get us here. No, he's not. He's not. We've got... Oh, he dropped behind. He had DRS. And Logan Sargeant has held off Max Verstappen. And surely now, surely now, he is going to win this race because there's minimal laps. There's no time left to go. There's 2 corners left. And Logan Sargeant, for the second time in his career, has won a Grand Prix. This time it's Austria.
Okay,
and championship back on. Championship back on. Well done. And Jack Crawford, well, he is just going to trail home in a very, very disappointing 17th place. Well, he should have had points today as well, shouldn't he? So there we go, Logan Sargeant up 6 places to victory. Now the safety car, stopping on the safety car definitely helped us, and it brought the field back together again as well. So we got a lot of luck with that one. That wasn't necessarily just on pace, but you'll take the luck when you get it. And 25 points for us. As for Crawford, well, he ruined Perez's race as well. They were 4th and 5th at the time. Would they have stayed there? Maybe not, but I think he definitely would have 7th, 8th, 9th. He definitely would have got somewhere up there for some points. So that up front, it's a bit of a shame. Sargeant goes back ahead of Sainz by 2 points. So he is 3rd in the drivers again. Red Bull drivers continue to dominate, though. And the constructors, well, we have pulled further away from Alfa Romeo and from Mercedes. What a poor car they are this year. Williams has its first point of the season as well. And there we go. Excellent stuff, guys. If you've enjoyed that, thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. Logan Sargeant, double Grand Prix winner. I think that makes him like an actual driver now, doesn't it? Magnificent stuff. With next race, I have no idea. It might be Hungary. Is it the last one before the summer break, potentially? So, speaking of Hungary, it's dinner time for me, so I'll see you next time. Take care.